So this is the second video about finding the pistachio muffins at Kroger. Um, Pistachio cake was what my grandmother made for me. This one will be my natal chart. Pallas was active as well as Psyche. So from my word files here, Pallas is related to the third eye. It's where illusions are stripped away, connections are made, and strategies are created. Saturn is actually square to my Pallas right now. It's an agent of change and seeks to raise awareness. Saturn is a teacher, presents challenges, and you have to do the work. So, Psyche is also in this chart I'm going to show you, and that's the soul and the mind. It's sensitive relationship dynamics. Getting to know our relationship needs learning to trust. Um, Psyche can also be related to therapy work and digging deep into your subconscious. So, oh, we also have Chiron here as a nice one. Our healing powers as the result of our own deep spiritual wounds. First, you face your issues of low self-worth and feelings of inadequacy and learn to rise above them. Because the wound goes deep, we may work hard to overcome the wound. Healing powers are potent. I've been on this healing journey for quite a while now. And the astrology itself for about the last 8 years. So, onto the chart. I put in a different variety than the first video. I actually made this chart first, right after the event happened, and I kept throwing things in because I can never stop. There's always a lot more I can add in just from experience and playing around. And it never fails to see how things line up. And of course, all the connections, the numerical connections, make special aspects, aspect meanings that I won't dive into. The most important thing, this is my birth chart. This is where all the planets were when I was born. The outside of the circle is the transiting planets that generally go in this direction unless they're retrograde, or the nodes of fate go this direction. So, again, we had Mercury had just gone direct at 623, and that's exactly opposite my Babylon at 622 here and my Beer at 626. Delphi is 6 something, real close to it. Also, it's the Oracle. But Babylon is related to astrology as well as some hectic things in life. So anyway, so Mercury went direct the week before this happened on the December 23rd, and opposite of those. And at the day I went into Kroger, Mercury was exactly on my descendant axis, which is the axis of other people, opposite my ascendant, me. What I came in here to do, and how I present myself to others. So, Mercury is my chart ruler because I'm a Gemini rising, and what it does is very important. Right here at my ascendant is my grandmother's name, Dorothea, at 939, 956. Oftentimes, when something's in the 12th house here, they may not be very active in your life. They may not be oh, brain fart. Maybe like in her case, she died pretty early on, and I was apart from her. But they still have impact. There's actually a story here. This is also the house before your birth, and my Mars and Miller here have a story with it with some other asteroids here that happened before I was born. I'll get to that another time. So this is the day I went to Kroger, and Kroger and Eris were at 24 degrees, along with nostalgia. This one I did not put in the other chart. Nostalgia, of course, is where we look back on things, and like Memoria, same thing. So Eris, Kroger, and nostalgia, finding the pistachio muffins, took me all the way back to remembering my childhood. That connects to Uranus in the 12th house here. Unexpected things from beyond the veil, triggering my subconscious. And it connects to my sun moon midpoint, which I've mentioned before, is a very sensitive point. The father, the mother, bringing things together. It's the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Um, there was a full moon, what was I saying, December 15th? Yes, at 23:52, right here at my sun moon midpoint. And it's connecting to my natal pistachio as well. And I have Magion right here, also at 25 degrees, so it's connecting to it. Magion is magic. I like to track that kind of stuff. So also the transit street name here is opposite Uranus. And that makes all those connections. Then we go transit Miller here in my 4th house, home, family, private emotions, real close to my moon here. At 14:14, that connects up here to my Ginki. And with my Ginki, I have Mercury, Eris, which just stationed direct today. I have Indiana. I have the county name of where I live now. Quite a few other things. And they're opposite my town name here and Juno, which I don't have in the chart. So anyway, so it's connecting to all of those. And it connects to the great attractor, which is a black hole. Pulls things in. I have my destiny, Sisyphus doing the same things over and over again. Connects to my palace here. And Hecate, which Saturn's very close to it. Hecate was the goddess, one of the original Trinity goddesses, who was the guardian of the crossroads between the worlds. And it connects to my part of fortune here, my luck and lot in life in the 6th house of daily routines, service to others in Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, and Pluto at 0 degrees 45 minutes in transit here connects to my Dioretsa, which is asteroid backwards, which is right here, which is opposite my Pluto. And Pluto is connection to the people that have passed. It rules the esoteric subjects, occult subjects, like astrology and holistic metaphysics. Then we have, let's see, Hecate here at 0:55. Ginki at 0:24 here. So the moon's right in between Hecate and Ginki. The moon actually rules my progressed chart as a progressed Cancer rising. And that moon was conjunct the south node past where we've been. Let's see, the sun at 138 here. My aura sits here at 29 degrees. This is the address of the Kroger here at 117. And of course, my Miller and Mars has Sedna on it. And my Saturn would connect in with that. This is Sphinx Mysteries. I always love a good mystery. I was a Nancy Drew fan. Read all the books. And even through adulthood, grown-up mystery books. Seraphim is angels. I like to use angel, seraphim, spirit, and quite a few others for spirit contact. Uh, so all of these are being connected to what we have going on in the transits. My Memoria, I skipped over that one. Sedna is betrayal, betrayal of the father, leading to something beautiful. Um, Part of my healing journey from my childhood traumas, my wounded healer Chiron, has been using astrology to map out my blueprint and to try to understand and then compare it to the blueprints, the natal charts, and other charts of family members and friends, husbands. So, very enlightening, all the different things you can find with this technique. All right, so what do we have? There was a new moon solar eclipse October 2nd at 10 degrees, and that makes a positive trine to my ascendant and to my Dorothea. And of course, Mercury activated that, being my chart ruler. I've read that Mars activates eclipses, but it seems like it's other things as well. Trying to see where Mars is. Anyway, let's see, what do we have? My Mars ascendant and my Saturn ascendant are right here at this 5-6 degrees. These are the midpoints, and they're right opposite my Neptune. And the Neptune rules my 12th house Venus and Mars and Miller, Saturn. So, a lot to work with my childhood traumas. Let's put it that way. So with this Neptune here, transit Ceres was connecting to it positively. My vertex, Destiny's Gateway here in Scorpio, activated by that 045 Pluto touching my Dioretsa and my Pluto here. Actually have a grand trine of Pluto and my Mars activated right now. My Psyche is 4 degrees 44 minutes, connects to the fives. Many more besides these, but they'll work for now. Mars, which is the ruler of my Sun, my Mercury, my Eris, my Ginki, my Chiron, everything in Aries, is here right close to Dorothea at 425 and 634. The Mars would connect to my Vertex Destiny's Gateway, third house communications, and store address here in the 12th house. Okay, so I threw in some more interesting things. I think I made a video about finding the 4-leaf clover, but at this property address where I live now, I have found 2 5-leaf clovers and the 4-leaf clover and Mercury dime and mini wheat pennies with my mother's birth year. Lots of magic at this house. And so I learned a long time ago that there's an asteroid, it's Shamsharok, that works for Shamrock. And at 27 degrees 1 minute, which would actually be over here, the software does it weird, exactly connects to my current last name at 2701. This is an inconjunct aspect, which is a lot of balancing the energies, and it is the idiot savant. Finding 2 5-leaf clovers is not something everybody does. So, of course, I had to go digging and trying to understand how and why and when. And so, anyway, In my grandmother and my progress chart, I've already done the video. The 27 degrees was activated by a lot, including my dad's name, which I don't believe I put in this one. But Neptune at 2712 here in transit rules all of my 12th house here. The street name at 2742 in my natal chart. My current last name, Shamrock. And anyway, I chose Shamrock because pistachio muffins are green. And it was just curious to see where it fell. And then, of course, matching to the Neptune. That would also connect within 2 degrees to my Magion Magic, 4th house, home family, heart-centered. So then we have my midheaven, which is my public self, my highest point, Aquarius on the internet, to my friends groups, the collective, opposite my IC, emotional foundation, my roots. At 20 degrees, that is connecting to my Orcus in the 2nd house, Cancer. A lot of the videos I do are about my family or intuitive things, and that is Cancer. And it's opposite my nostalgia here in the 8th house, Capricorn. I go back through my childhood in a lot of these videos as I do my healing journey. And it's making a square here to Chiron stationing direct on my Eureka, and Chaos are within range here. Chaos is chaos on the lower level and cosmic creativity on the higher. And of course, Eureka is, whoa, I found it. There was a total eclipse last April that was actually opposite something I have right here. And my whole year has been tracking that particular thing for future use. So, anyway, nostalgia, what is that? Oh, pistachio here at 20 degrees. Makes a square to my midheaven and to my IC. And then, of course, it would be opposite my 12th house Venus, which would be my subconscious Venus, people and things we care about. Venus at the esoteric level is your spiritual purpose. And this is the house of metaphysics in the subconscious. So, Gianna at 22 degrees connects to my 12th house Venus here, as well as to my Gianna. And then it would connect to all the 20s, like the pistachio, right close to it. Pistachio is actually right in between my Gagnero and Gianna, so extra potent. The Dorothea at 939 connects to my grandpa's name. His first name is also my little brother's, but this esoterically is your spiritual path house, and his name connecting to hers and to my Texas. 9th house is also the house of long distance journeys, and they would come from Indiana to visit. They came to visit us in Texas, so that was just a little thing that was neat to be able to make that connection. And it's opposite my Ceres, and Ceres is the caring nurturer. Let's see. Oh, and it connects to my Vesta here, 847. What was it? 9. Transit Palace, the 843, making a square to my Vesta at 847. And this is the 8th house Capricorn. That's the that house ruled by Pluto and Scorpio. which is soul contracts from beyond death, and is just past my Jupiter. Now, I didn't mention in the other one, Jupiter is your luck and fortune. It's also spiritual connection and protection. And in Capricorn, I'm not surprised um, that, when my grandfather died, he was actually the first one, and three of my grandparents and a great grandparent died all within 2 years. But he was the first one I smelled something. I could smell his pipe after he died. And I've smelled it many times since and go, that's interesting. So that's Saturn rules the elderly and grandparents. Authority figures. I have a lot of contact from my mother also, but that's more related to my moon and some other things. Anyway, so I digress. Of those purples, my current last name, the street that Kroger sits on, the Shamrock, Neptune. I forgot that Spirit at 2714 in transit was connecting to those and to my natal Kroger here. And this is the fifth house of creativity as well, showing relationships in a different way. My Uranus in Libra. My Uranus is conjunct Spirit. Uh, I get very strange information sent to me through dreams and synchronicities. Orcus is related to that. And this is transit Orcus at 17 degrees here, which connects to my Gagnero. So we have Uranus and Spirit in between Orcus and Gagnero. And they connect to my Astro Wizard in the first house. That's somebody who's good at astronomy or astrology. I have actually Celestia, Urania, and quite a few others. And Gemini is the communicator, the teacher, and student. And that was opposite my current last name in transit. Venus at 1752 connects to all of those. And of course, whatever a planet is doing, it affects your natal planet as well. Venus rules my second house here with the Orcus. Seraphim on the second house cusp. So yeah, let's see what else. That's the full moon lunar eclipse partial, 25 degrees, 47 minutes, September 18th, which was just a week before, a little less. And that formed an inconjunct 5 signs away from my Magion and my Kroger. So there's a Yod, a finger of God, right here to that eclipse. The nodes were connecting to my Saturn. My natal Sedna is right here. I have Lilith over here. You know who Lilith is. She's also related to astrology and psychic sensitivity. So let's see. And it's connecting to the Seraphim, which is at almost 2 degrees. South node in the moon, I said. Conjunct. All right. Anyway, you just kind of see how they all match up, and things will just get activated. There's a lot I did not show. Ninth house here, I have my Sun Neptune midpoint at 6 degrees. That actually connects to a lot besides Babylon, Beer, the asteroid of addiction, and Delphi, the oracle of Delphi. Let's see. Growing through addiction and learning to chart it has been a very big thing for me. This is that location way I have discovered here at 5 degrees, connected to my Neptune also. And Memoria at 632, connecting to my Babylon. I knew I needed to chart this when it happened. It connected to my Jupiter. And of course to transit Ceres. Anyway, this is just going to drag on, but you can look around and see a lot of the different matchups. I have a poster chart and a couple of more with other things filled in with it, where I don't have blank spaces hardly at all. And there's fixed stars at all these different points. There's each degree has a specific meaning. The deeper you go, you can just really start to pick things up. So I hope that my videos interest people into learning astrology, to starting to understand themselves, to make peace with their past, and stop being scared of the future, because you're not going to miss what's meant for you. So anyway, thanks for watching again.